Medians are a line that connect a vertex and a midpoint. I know it's a midpoint because I got dashes here, okay? So they connect a vertex to the midpoint. Vertex being like where two sides of a triangle meet. So there are 3 medians in every triangle. I'm going to do my best to guess here. If I have this vertex, I'm going to go to the other side. A midpoint's probably like, I don't know, there-ish. Okay, so there's a median. And then if I go to this vertex, midpoint's maybe there. Those are each medians. Okay, they go from vertex to midpoint. Okay, the centroid is where the 3 medians meet. That's called the centroid. Think of it like the center. Has center there. So if I look at my thing to the left, my medians, remember, go from vertex to midpoint. So what's the median here? BF, sweet. AE. AE's one. What else? CD, good. Just 3. Vertex, midpoint, vertex, midpoint, good. How about where do they all meet? P. So P is what we call our centroid. Okay. Now here is where things can get a little tricky. We have this line, let's look at this one. AE. I like to draw bar graphs because I think it's, I don't know, just easier to look at. This whole line AE can get broken down into 3 equal parts, okay? Can be broken down into thirds. What the thing about medians and centroids is that this part that goes from the vertex to the centroid is 2/3 the length of the whole median. Okay, so it takes up 2 boxes of my whole line. It's 2/3. Okay, from the centroid to the midpoint is only 1 box. It's only 1/3. So there's a couple different ways to write this. If I'm looking at, AP, the length of AP is 2/3 times the length of my whole line AE. Let's write vertex here, and then midpoint. So from your vertex to your centroid is 2/3. Okay. The flip side of that is that PE, this chunk right here, if AP is 2/3, PE is 1/3 my whole line. AE.
That kind of makes sense.
I think this little bar graph helps. Maybe it can help you. So if I go from centroid to midpoint, that's only 1/3 of my whole line. Okay? So that's how these are each related to the whole line. If I look at how they're related to each other, AP is 2 boxes, PE is only 1. So AP is twice as big as PE. Does that kind of make sense? So AP is 2 times PE. And then vice versa, PE, again, is only 1 box compared to 2. So it's half of AP. Okay, so let's throw in some simple numbers.
Hold up.
No, I'm not trying. So let's say I told you the whole line AE was 10. I'm lied. How about 30? That's the next number. So if the whole line is 30, I need to break it into 3 equal parts. How much is going in each box? 10. So how big is A to P?
20.
20. And how big is P to E?
10.
10. Okay. So 2/3 of my whole line, 30, is 20. 1/3 of my whole line is 10. Obviously 20 is double 10, and 10 is half of 20. Kind of?
No.
No?
The first part made sense, but the second part does not.
With the numbers?
No, with the second things that we wrote.
Oh, how you double?
Yeah, that doesn't make
Okay.
sense.
So let's say I'm given that PE is 5.
Okay.
If it's only one box, to get this length, I just gotta double this.
Okay.
Or if I'm given this length to get this one, I just gotta half it.
Okay.
That's all. Because it kind of depends on what you're given. Okay, cross off one, it's not real helpful.
It's irrelevant.
Okay, number 2 says Z is my centroid, so I got medians. It says TZ, this line right here is 60. So let's deal with that right now. I'm going to draw a 3-part box. T is my vertex, right? Y, if I look at the whole line, Y is my midpoint. So is this T to Z 2 boxes or 1 box? 2 boxes. So T, Z, and then Y. Okay? Does that make sense so far? Okay, so it tells me T to Z is 60. Y'all agree with that? So how much is each box?
30.
30, because you split it between how many? Just these 2. Okay, so I got 30 here, 30 here, 30 here, because it's even. Okay, whichever these 2 are, this one has to be. So how big is ZY?
30.
30. Okay, and then skip down to D. How long is TY?
90.
90. The whole thing is 90. Just add them all up. Questions there? Okay. The next thing it tells me is that XZ, so this line right here, is 28. So let's draw that box. From X to Z, is that 1 box or 2 boxes? I don't look at my whole line.
1.
1. So X, Z, and then what's the last letter that makes the whole line? V. From Z to V is 2 boxes. So X to Z is 28. So how much is each of these boxes? 28. Good. So when I look Z to V, how much is it?
58.
56, right?
56.
You're close. So Z to V is 56. How about X to V? 84? Yeah, I'm gonna trust you. Okay, questions there? Okay, last one tells me WZ right here is 25. So is that 1 box or 2 boxes? 1. So W to Z is 1. What's the last one that makes my line? U. So this is 25. So what's each box? 25. The only one I care about is Z to U. How big is Z to U? 50. Good. Okay. Questions? Yeah, what's up?
Can you do it, please?
3 tells me again I got a centroid. A to G is 8. Is AG 2 boxes or 1 box?
2.
2. What finishes out my line? What's my last letter? D. You said AG is 2 boxes, so 2 boxes total up to be 8. So what is each box? 4. So GD has to be 4. How about the whole length of AD? 12. If you use those formulas we had in the beginning, GD has to be half of this, which is 4, and then add them, you get 12. GF, it says this is 7. Is that 1 box or 2? 1, good. Make sure your vertex thing gets the 2 boxes. So we got C, GF. GF is 7, so what's each box? 7. Let's see what we can fill in here. CG has to be 14. Can we fill in anything else? I don't think so. That's it. BG is 5. Is BG 1 box 2? 1. Finish off the line makes E. So 1 box is 5. What's every box? 5. So GE is 10, which makes my whole line BE 15. Good. Questions there? Okay, you try 4. In number 4, TU is the whole line. So I gotta split that whole thing how many times? 3 ways, okay? So the whole line's 3 ways. T to X, is that 2 of them or 1 of them? 2. So if I split 27 3 ways, I get 9. So 2 of them makes 18. What's left for XU? Just 9, 1 box. Same thing with SW. SW is the whole line, so I gotta split 18 3 different ways, so each one is 6. S to X is 2 of them, so it is 12. X to W is just 1 of them, so it's 6. And then RV is the whole line, so split 21 3 ways, each of them is 7. RX is it 1 or 2? 2, so we get 14. How do we do? Good. Good? Okay. One more thing that's not on your sheet is a thing called an altitude. Medians, I'm just going to draw quick. Remember we went from vertex to midpoint, that's a median. And altitude is a vertex to a right angle, basically. Okay? So vertex, and it's perpendicular. So anytime you see something that goes from a vertex with a box, that's what we call an altitude. They come different ways. This one, vertex here, that's there. This one is actually outside, so like if you extend this, and then this one in a very right triangle, it's actually a side length. Okay? So altitudes, if you see anything that goes from a vertex to a right angle, that's altitude. Medians, remember, vertex to midpoint, That's the difference between those two. Okay?
Just something real quick and fun.